You know the app. You've probably spent hours scrolling through it. But behind all the dances and the viral trends, TikTok is actually at the very center of this massive global showdown. And believe me, this isn't just about an app. It's a high-stakes digital tug-of-war with billions of dollars and maybe even the future of the internet on the line.
So, what is this fight really all about? I mean, is it genuinely about protecting our data from a foreign power? Is it just a clever political move? Or is there something way deeper going on here? That's the big question we're going to dig into. You see, at its core, the battle for TikTok isn't really about the videos. It's become a major flashpoint in the growing rivalry between the US and China. This little app has somehow turned into a huge symbol in a much larger struggle for who gets to dominate the digital world.
And it all boils down to one simple but really complicated fact. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is based in China. But its biggest, most passionate user base, it's right here in the US. That direct connection is exactly what set off all the alarm bells in Washington and, well, kicked off this entire saga.
So, facing this situation, what did the US government do? They took a pretty dramatic step. They essentially demanded that ByteDance sell off TikTok's American operations. So, what was their official reason for doing that?
The government's case really comes down to three main things. First up, data security. There's a real fear that the Chinese government could force ByteDance to hand over data on American users. Second, it's about economic leverage. You know, the desire to keep the profits and the innovation from a huge tech giant inside US borders. And third, let's be honest, it's about political optics. Taking a tough stance on a major Chinese company, well, that plays pretty well back home.
Okay, so while the government is focused on geopolitics and economics, there's one potential buyer who has a much more personal reason for getting involved. For him, this isn't about data centers, it's about family.
American billionaire Frank McCourt, who's putting together a bid to buy the platform, did not mince words. He basically said the app is like crack for kids and that it's tearing society apart. I mean, that is a powerful statement, and it really shows you the intense personal drive behind his business plan.
From McCourt, who's a father of 8, this is deeply personal. He says that raising his older kids was just a completely different world. Back then, he felt like he could be a guide, a protector. But now, he argues parents are just totally outmatched by these platforms, which he says are predatory by design and engineered to be addictive in a way that parents just can't compete with.
So what's his big solution? It's not just to buy TikTok. It's to completely rebuild it from the ground up. His vision is to move every user and all their data to a brand new made-in-America tech stack. That's all the underlying technology that makes the app work, and to completely ditch the Chinese algorithm that he sees as so dangerous. Okay, so what would a US-owned TikTok actually look like on paper? Well, while McCourt has his big vision, we already have a pretty good blueprint from a deal structure that was actually approved by the US government a little while back. And the money involved here is just staggering. That deal that was previously on the table valued the new US version of the company at $14 billion. That just gives you a sense of the incredible financial scale we're talking about.
So check this out. Here's how the ownership would have been split. The main American investors would get about 45%. Other investors would hold around 35%. And here's the really key detail. ByteDance, the original Chinese parent company, would be left with less than 20%, making them just a minority shareholder in their own creation, at least in the US.
Under this kind of plan, a whole new company would run things in the US. The tech giant Oracle would step in to manage security and cloud services, to address all those data privacy concerns. This deal would satisfy US law, but, and this is a huge but, there's one final massive hurdle. The Chinese government would still need to sign off on the whole thing.
All right, let's zoom out for a second. Because when you do, it becomes crystal clear that this fight is about way more than just one social media app. This is really a preview of what a divided internet might look like in the future.
Because from China's perspective, this has nothing to do with security. They call it technological bullying. They see this as a blatant attempt by the US to stop the global rise of Chinese tech. For them, this isn't just about one company. It's a defining battle in a new kind of tech Cold War.
And all of this leaves us with one final incredibly important question. Whether TikTok ultimately stays in Chinese hands or becomes American-controlled, this whole struggle is really a battle over who gets to write the rules for our digital world. It's a conflict that is absolutely going to shape the future of the internet for every single one of us.